In previous videos, we've dealt with building model airplanes and doing some very basic, not even really calling it diorama work, but a display base. Well, today, not only are we going to build a Japanese seaplane, but we're also going to build a more in-depth actual diorama base. To begin the process, I went shopping. I started at my local hobby shop and I picked up some railroad ballast. This is a buff railroad ballast. It's a medium to fine grit. This is going to be sand. I picked up some paint. We have acrylics, water-based paste, and we have an oil-based paste that is also compatible with water. This is an artesian, and I think these are Grumbacher. Doesn't really matter who makes it, it's just got to be an acrylic paste. We have a brown and a dark green. This is a raw sienna. I picked up some paint. We're going to focus very heavily on white ensign paints in this build for two reasons. Number one, they're just good paint. Number two, white ensign offers an excellent selection of World War II Japanese paint colors that, to the best of my knowledge, are very accurate. Next, I went to my local arts and crafts shop. Started doing a little shopping there. I went to the floral department. I'm looking for ferns. This is definitely out of scale, but we have a lot of nice little stuff here that can be clipped off and we can make scale greenery for 1/48. Other little pieces here and here. There's a lot of stuff in here that we could do several dioramas in 1/48 scale out of this $1.50 piece of artificial greenery. I also picked up some easy cast clear resin. I have a container to mix it in, and this butter knife will come into play more than just mixing. We'll see that little trick later on. This material I picked for a couple of specific reasons. First off, this is nowhere near as much as we're going to need. We're going to need about 5 times this quantity to get this project done. And this is not cheap, so be prepared. One big advantage of this material, besides that it cures clear, is it has a very, very slow cure time. And this is really important to the modeler because plastic models don't like heat, and rapid curing resins generate heat. So if you use a fast cure resin, be prepared. You'll probably melt your model down. This stuff, it's going to need 3 days to cure fully. Long time to wait, but no heat generation, clear material, very nice to mount a model in. I also picked up Celluclay. This is kind of in your paper mache category, but it has a lot of larger aggregate paper in it. Bulks it up a bit, makes for a nice formable material that's not going to crack or split as it dries. And we have a mixing bowl for it too. Now, this comes into play with this. We will use this paste to color this material when we mix it, so that should some of my sand or grass or something get chipped down the road after I'm all done with this, we'll have this color underneath, not white. Okay? Also, at the craft store, I got some moss. Very handy stuff. We'll tear little pieces of this off and we'll use it in a variety of applications, and it will look like several different pieces of greenery by the time we're done. And this sheet will last me a lifetime of building dioramas. From there, I went to my local home improvement store and I started buying up a couple of home fix-up items. I got myself some clear silicone caulk. Silicone is something you really want to stay away from with paint. So when we get to using this stuff, we're going to be careful with it, and it'll definitely come into play with our diorama construction. Also, white glue. This is the stuff your kids use in school. It's basic Elmer's white glue. We're going to use it to attach our sand, to do some base work with. I picked up some wood. This is wood trim, 8-foot long piece of it. Well, this will be cut up into appropriate sized pieces, longer than this, but we will cut the corners so that we can build a nice little box. Now I also picked up some OSB board. This is a common construction material that is used in home building all around the world now. It's a substitute for plywood. It's cheap. It doesn't tend to warp. I cut a piece so big, okay? I'm looking at a couple of things for the size of this piece of wood. Number one, is it going to be large enough to handle the model I'm going to place on it with some terrain? Number two, is it not going to be so large that it's going to break the bank in materials to complete my diorama? So what do we got here? We have 11 inches by 16 inches. It's general measurements. It's big enough to get the job done. I have some wood stain, a rag to apply it with. I have some varnish to seal everything up, make it look nice and shiny. I picked up an El Cheapo miter box. This was like a $7 set, okay? And this is what I can cut those nifty little angle corners with on the wood. It's also something handy to have around the house should you get into some home repair work or remodel work. $7 well spent. I have some styrofoam core. This will be used as fill material as we build up our diorama base, so that we're not going to be pumping a lot of material into our celluclay. Instead, we'll have this underneath it as a fill. A couple of basic hand tools are involved here. I got a tape measure, I got a hammer, I got some little nails, brads, wire tacks, whatever you want to call them. One last little item. I went online to artbeads.com and picked up some beads. Well, not really beads. They're charms for a charm bracelet, okay? They're fish. They're little fishies and little sharks with little hoops on them that hang on to a charm bracelet. Well, I'm going to be cutting these hoops off, and then I'll be painting them up to look like fish. And we will be adding these as some detail into our diorama. The last item I got is some newspaper. You'll want this, not for the reading material. Okay, maybe for the reading material. But this is going to protect our furniture while we're building our diorama base. It's probably a good idea that you not screw up the wife's table if you want to keep on living and modeling. It's also going to act as a buffer zone for when we do a little bit of hammering, so have your newspaper handy. So there's the rough materials that we're going to be using today. Hobby shop, craft shop, home supply shop. I'm going to have way more money tied up in the diorama than I will in the model. It's the nature of the beast. Be prepared. Don't jump into this with 10 bucks in your pocket. It ain't gonna happen.